says he can do it with power.
Jones has a little bit more crack in his shot than Calzaghe. He wants to fight. Jones is basically on a defensive counter move.
Jones has always had devastating oftentimes. Doesn't want to expose himself to danger.
So getting hit himself.
38 knockouts in 50. It's been 6 years, 9 months since Joe.
Well, he landed the only real punch of this round so far, a counter. Yeah.
And particularly to the body, Calzaghe.
Work out of it, work out of it. Break! Okay.
Down goes Calzaghe. Just as he was down and hurt Calzaghe in flurries inside.
But he may
much more badly hurt than against Hopkins. And fighting after taking a big shot.
Well,
Jones is going to have a 10-8 round with which to begin. Calzaghe has to dig out of a hole. Combi box numbers in the first, his punch output, and go to a higher number. It's clear that even having already been down
about 4 times in fights, which shows that he does have the ability.
In the first round against Chris Eubank, won the fight. Down in the second.
To understand how spectacular Roy was at his best, was the fastest light heavyweight around, at least this side of Chad Dawson.
Come on, let go, let go, let go.
Can he do it over the long stretch? When he leans against the ropes and puts
in this fight, really, because he's still, I don't know, Roy can go at this pace himself. Knocked at anybody in a long time. Scoring a knockdown is one.
Body shots inside. Calzaghe seems to have his legs under him now, and a greater.
This point of the fight, I think Roy well picking off most of Calzaghe's shots.
Blood trickling down Calzaghe's to Jones on his scorecard. That would put up the fight.
Break!
And he gives judges every.
Come on, work out of it, work out of it.
If Roy's punches are much more, I'm saying, and I don't know if he's ever fought anybody like this.
Calzaghe showboating in the center of the ring. Right hand by Jones. Hard body shot before that.
Yeah, just cover up, walk him down, and try to force Calzaghe.
Calzaghe Jones's guard out of the way with the right hand there.
I mean, Calzaghe.
Watch his shoulder.
I don't think either fighter is
clear, at least with body language. Calzaghe is trying to portray that he's not fazed by what happened in round 1, and that he can. 42, Calzaghe 27.
Roy Jones, you know, you got to give him an extra point for God. Joe Calzaghe put on a performance.
Jim, I think you're demonstrating that he is not showing ill effects of the punch.
He's actually making Roy miss. He's intimidating Roy. He's hitting Roy the other rounds because he's just outworking Roy.
I think it's possible that some may be looking for a way to pick a spot.
And Roy is having a
punch. He was knocked down by a forearm or a wrist.
The bleeding along the right side of his nose. So things are going well behind in the first and maybe the second rounds. Question is, something he doesn't see.
I believe that's because look at the history of Calzaghe. He's always been other than Roy. Roy's never experienced this, and I think that
Kessler waited for it to happen, and Calzaghe just kept corners. And throwing 3. Good hard right hand by Jones.
With his hands down.
The second round, which is possible, he would now be ahead in the fight.
Particularly when Joe is standing as he is now.
And again, I'm not sure he really way of making a point that he's not bothered by what happened. Hands to the body, combination upstairs. Jones fires back and coming into the fight. A fighter who is comfortable throwing the equation in your favor if you're Jones.
Well, Roy's not. The steam was rolled away by Calzaghe, and Calzaghe is. But Roy's contact percentage has got to be very.
Calzaghe blocks a couple Jones shots and slips the right. Body shots by Calzaghe. Jones backs away. Jones. This round may be on the table with 50 seconds to go.
At this point.
Why would Roy
make Calzaghe get tired?
Calzaghe lands a big left ropes. Jones's left eye is starting to swell. Calzaghe with the right hand. They're going to fight down the... Jones had his moments in that round, but as you see, Harold Letterman gave... Above the left eye of Roy Jones. Right, his nose on the right side looks pretty good.
Right, Royce, he's having problems getting that punch in with Calzaghe. Not working, so he's having a problem of finding anything.
Attack is beginning to take its toll. Jones,
The time. You know, he's not just a guy that's walking in flat-footed.
Roy is occasionally, when he circles, especially landing that.
Definitely. Because that's the main thing he worked on, and I'm quite sure stepping away from it. And when you do that with any fighter, you know, it makes...
remember, Calzaghe is the master. Excellent punch by Jones. And maybe Jones is...
Look at him, 57, 56. Roy Jones left one good, one, two, three. Deserved an extra point for round one. Thought Roy stunned him.
Calzaghe a little bit slower, more tactical, more selected.
Clearly, Jones is not as good as he once was. Advantage of them. He's not as good as he was.
Straight back now, and his reflexes are not what they used to be.
Was having trouble seeing Calzaghe's left coming.
But this is a good fight. There's a really, you know, I really to predict that.
Calzaghe follows it up with a couple of body shots. Another flurry. Blood above the left eye of Roy Jones. Did a couple of good counter shots, but Calzaghe is wearing Jones. And the hand speed flurries by Calzaghe. Jones and going back to work.
And all this said,
But I never saw him knocked out until they got knocked.
Jones is landing good, solid counter shots, and Calzaghe absolutely had to win those rounds to win the fight. And
dynamic here. Tarver was not applying this kind of pressure. You're right, he did demonstrate in that fight the kind of fighting heart. Exactly.
Calzaghe is a whole different guy, but he's a totally different fighter than Tarver
I've ever seen him experience. They did not manage to do desperation as his feet and hands begin to move fast.
Possession on Roy's part. I don't see him conceding here.
Or Glenn Johnson. Elton Merkerson, no, he's never been cut.
Never saw him cut. That straight
Kind of valor that he's never before had to show.
Not fighting this way, but it's not.
Round, but now begins to apply the pressure again. Control. And now the combinations and the hand speed, and Jones looking, dodging the left hook, firing away again. Eye that is bleeding that badly.
Rocky Mounts. Those are the kind of dramatic moments in a younger, fresher man.
But you know what? Roy's still fighting to win.
He realizes, I think, that this is his last chance on this stage.
Roy Jones fights tracked by concubines.
I'll be surprised if you excluded Tarver and Johnson, if you said...
Seldom, if ever, had to face. And certainly not...
Calzaghe didn't do anything, but he cannot bag back to the ropes and let Joe get his...
Give him chances by dropping his hands like that, and Roy can...
Jones can't see well enough to know
And
whether his eye is
what's
closed.
between rounds of it, time to go ahead and find someone else, another trainer, and get...
No big name trainer. The king of Roy Jones. Previous appearances in Madison Square Garden, he won them all. But then reality started to swear in the world is reality as cruel.
In the corner to stop cuts. But Dr. Richard Lucy ring and let the doctor work in front of him, then stop that. Because Roy's taking a beating. 7-2, Calzaghe.
Merkerson, between round, he would try to land some hooks. In the corner, Max, what's up?
Dr. Lucy, how are you treating that terrible cut?
40 seconds worth of stuff here, and then everything we got.
Been stopping the bleeding. And Jones up above his eye. And to what degree Emmanuel Stewart is
It has to do with Joe Calzaghe. Just one tremendous fighter. I think he makes tremendous adjustments, good chin, goes in and out. He's very, very difficult to right there. See, he pulls back. Yep.
That people speculate, well, I don't know, maybe Calzaghe would have beat me, that's for sure, but at his best, Roy was pretty special.
Bring it up, bring
a
it up.
problem for anyone. And all around by hurting Calzaghe. And Calzaghe still gets what Joe thinks is the right thing to do. Maybe he is in an opportunity here. And I'll beat you anyway.
Very.
Down to the point where basically he sees it coming.
Yep.
He was doing this when Roy was real sharp.
Given that Roy at his best was the best fighter to fight in the beating Roy Jones as Roy Jones would.
Impossible to tell what he's saying, but he's talking about making it to the finish line.
Maybe Roy is pulling a bit of a Jake LaMotta here.
A reference to LaMotta versus Sugar Ray Robinson. And Calzaghe, if this holds up,
And he's had a phenomenal career. If he ends up doing what he's doing, never lost a fight, phenomenal record.
to fight each other with a 50-50 split.
Knows the only shot he has to win here is to land a home run punch.
You know, you couldn't really blame Calzaghe if he just stayed, but he's got to let some punches go. He's just getting in position. He's not punching.
This is not one of those. Harry Roth from Las Vegas, one of the most respected veteran judges in the game. Of Wales is from Wales. This one.
The second punch of the round.
And Calzaghe's walking in with his crowd wants Joe kind of blood on his face.
He's got a lot of respect from his respect from the fans still.
Yeah, but what would enhance it, he win.
Yeah, and maybe Calzaghe shouldn't showboat quite so to really try to embarrass Jones down the stretch. Just fight, Joe. Good body shots by both men.